Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. I'm Nai, and that is Mako.
Almost like I've been here all along.
I think you have been here all along. I
Pretty
don't think
much.
I've done anything without you here. So, I've been busy. Very busy. I'm going to show you how busy I have been in just a second, but I want to show you this right here. Where is it? Sphere Master! Silver level trophy, complete a sphere grid for one character. Not just one, though. We have completed the sphere grid for 3 characters, and I'll give you one guess as to who they are.
You know, it feels kind of underwhelming to think that it's, it's a trophy for completing the sphere grid. Because think about how much goes into that.
It's only a silver level trophy, too.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much work this is going to be to complete it for everybody, which is the gold level trophy for that. You got to complete everyone's sphere grid. I've already put probably 20 hours into completing just these 3. I'm probably going to put another probably 5 or 6 to complete the other 4. It's all about what you have to do to complete the sphere grid. And I'm going to show you guys that in this episode. I'm going to show you what you have to do to complete the sphere grid. But I did want to show that Tidus, Riku, and Waka all have 255 on all stats. Their HP is actually higher than 9999. It's just I can't see it because nobody has break HP limit as a thing on their equipment right now. I'm probably not going to use break HP limit unless it's absolutely necessary, because it does require losing something off of their armor, and I haven't quite decided what I want that to be yet. So it's something to think about. But I had to max them out, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. You max them out by going to the monster arena. Everything's basically done in the monster arena at this point in the game. First of all, I'm not going to go incredibly through it here, but we did catch 10 of every single monster. Technically, you do not need 10 of every single monster. I believe you only need 5 of every single monster. It's either 2 or 5, I can't remember. But you only need 2 to 5 of every single monster to unlock everything, I think. Nemesis, who will be unlocking today, I think you have to have every single area conquest, species conquest, and original, and you have to beat them all to unlock him. You may also need to kill everything, or get like 10 of everything in order to make that happen. But in order to do this, what you need to do is you need to start... You play this kind of like elemental strengths and weaknesses in Pokemon. You know, everything leads into something else. So what you do is you start out by maxing the first stat on your characters. And the first stat that was recommended to me, so I went off a guide for the basic what order to do things in. The first one you fight is One Eye. He's in Species Conquest. So here's One Eye. And One Eye is the Ahriman. And the idea behind One Eye is that he's the magic defense guy. And he's really easy at this point, so I'm not going to bother showing him off because I'm going to kill him in 2 hits. The only thing you got to know about One Eye is that you want to make sure you're the one attacking. You don't want to give him a chance to hit you. He has an ability that it's Confuse, Silence, Sleep on the entire party. And it's considered a magic effect, so if he does it does also does massive damage. It's a magic effect, so if he does it a second time, it doesn't wake you up. But he also has a fairly high damage single target attack that will wake you up. You kind of want Protect for these monsters. Go ahead and kill One Eye real quick. We're going to be doing 99999 to just about everybody, so it's not going to be a big deal. And One Eye drops the magic defense spheres. And so there's 2 types of spheres, and we know this already. We've seen this, but just to reiterate, there is the fill in a blank space sphere, and then there's the activate a sphere sphere. The magic defense sphere and all the ones we're going to be showing off getting right now, these are all fill in blank space spheres. All the ones we're going to be unlocking all give +4 to whatever stat it is. So it's always +4 to magic defense, +4 to accuracy, blah, blah, blah. There are, on the actual basic sphere grid, there are smaller spheres than that. So, for instance, the luck spheres we'll be showing off give you +4 luck. There are some spheres on the sphere grid that only give +1 luck. So sometimes you'll want to replace those. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Let's go ahead and go to the next guy. So once you have done One Eye, once you have gotten all of the magic defense, once everybody's up to 255, the next guy you're going to do is going to give you Evasion, and you're going to go to Teryx. Now, one thing you got to remember is whatever stat they give you, that is their basic stat. So because Teryx here is an Evasion guy, Because Terex, the evasion guy, if your accuracy isn't up to snuff, you're going to end up missing against this guy a lot. Now, Terex's main ability is Beak of Woe. I think he hits everybody if it hits you, and it inflicts Curse on you. And it's a pretty powerful attack, but no big deal. You know, you just go in, you kill him, and you be done with it. If you die, it doesn't matter in this area, because all you're losing is money. But the thing about it is, notice the equipment that I'm picking up. Every piece of equipment that I pick up has... we're gonna go look at that real quick, just so I can show this to you. Also, so you can see how much money I have, because I have some money. Every piece of equipment you pick up is going to be a decent amount of money. It's generally at least how much money you had to pay to get into that fight in the first place. And you're going to get it a lot, because you're going to be fighting a lot of times. So you'll eventually get plenty that you can just sell and be done with it. And there, you might even have stats here you care about. Generally not, but, you know, for when I needed to have the magic abilities for one of the monsters we're going to fight, being able to go back and get, like, magic booster off a weapon was kind of nice. Okay, so fight Terex and get evasion maxed out. Well, now you're not going to be taking much damage off any magic attack, and you're going to be dodging a lot of attacks. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get accuracy up. Accuracy's a pain in the ass, because accuracy you have to go fight Hornet. Who's this guy? And Hornet is exactly what it sounds, just the bug-type boss. I don't think I even, by the time I fought Hornet, I don't think Hornet ever got an attack off on me. I think I killed him every single time. But as you can see, he is soaking a lot more damage than the others guys did. And I think Hornet's big deal is that he can give you multiple status effects, like poison, blind, stuff like that. But again, no big deal, and Hornet gives you accuracy. Big whoop. Okay, so once you've maxed out accuracy, now you're going to be hitting more often than not, hopefully. So now we need to do agility. And agility is Fenrir. Fenrir is where things start getting hard, because Fenrir is pretty fast. He doesn't have very high evasion, but if your agility isn't high, Fenrir is going to start getting attacks before you do. So notice how, even though my evasion is maxed out and everybody's hasted, Fenrir is only like 9 attacks down. At this point, we're going to be used to getting, like, 20 attacks in before he gets an attack. So the fact that he's getting an attack in after 9 attacks is kind of frightening. He also has fairly high damage, or high health. You'll notice that even though all my attacks... I just beat him, just before he got a chance to go. But even though my stats were maxed, Fenrir still lasted a while. Fenrir gives us the agility spheres. His major attacks that are going to scare you are basically going to be his Fangs of Hell and Fangs of Chaos. Fangs of Hell is very high damage, and but it's got a bad accuracy stat, I think. Fangs of Chaos, on the other hand, inflicts confuse no matter what, and that can be kind of bad. But so far, so easy. Okay, so next thing we want to do, now that we would have maxed out evasion, accuracy, and agility. Magic defense is not so much needed. But now we've done evasion, accuracy, and agility, all we have to do now, we're not taking much damage now. But we want to force that through. So now we're going to want to do defense. So we're going to go for Tank It. And I already showed off Tank It a little bit because we were going for the Lunar Curtains or the Star Curtains, one or the other. The big deal about Tank It is he's got really good defense. But if you've got pretty high strength at this point, you probably will, especially if you have the legendary weapons, he's going to go down like a sack of bricks. Tank It has a lot of health and a fair amount of defense, but you'll probably max damage by this point anyways, and I definitely was when I started grinding Tank It. He's fairly slow. The only thing about him is he has a quick hit style attack that will allow him to go time after time after time, and it can also inflict Berserk, which could potentially mean that you're out of a character. Now, what you just saw is Tank It dropped 2 dark matter for me instead of 2 defense spheres like I wanted. That's going to happen like 1 out of 5 times, and dark spheres can be used to either get break damage limit in case you want to create a different weapon than you have. Keep in mind, the best thing about my legacy weapons right now, does more damage the more health you have, is kind of a non-issue at this point because I deal so much damage anyways, I'm at cap no matter what. So if I wanted to, if there was something different that I wanted, like if I didn't want evade and counter for Tidus, if I wanted 1 MP instead, I could potentially look into making him a different weapon. And I did. I made a couple different weapons. We're going to look at those because a couple of these guys need different things. So okay, so now you have maxed out defense. max out evasion, max out magic defense, max out agility. So altogether, you're dodging almost every, you're dodging a ton of attacks, and if you do get hit, you're taking very little damage, especially if you build armor that has auto protect. So the next thing you're going to want to build is strength, and this is the last of the easy ones. We're fighting Juggernaut, who's just a big dual horn type guy. He has a lot of health. He doesn't do an incredible amount of damage, honestly. This guy's fairly easy, and because of your agility, chances are you're going to kill him before he gets a chance to take a turn, which you'll see just here. Goodbye. Okay, so as I said, that was the last of the easy ones. Now we get to the pain in the ass ones. Pain in the ass, you say? Why, how could any of these be a pain in the ass? You're so damn strong. Haha, you're funny. Okay, this is one of the 3 that's going to take a while. Jumbo Flan. You go to Jumbo Flan to max magic. The problem with Jumbo Flan, Mako, you remember what was the big deal about the Flans that we had such a big problem with the first time we went through the cave?
They're hideously resistant to physical, and usually to several elements.
Guess what Jumbo Flan is?
Resistant to everything.
Not resistant.
Oh boy.
Jumbo Flan is immune to any non-overdrive physical attack. He also absorbs all elemental spells and has Auto Reflect. Auto Reflect means it cannot be dispelled.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have a couple of choices on how you want to take him out. The way I took him out is I went ahead and I crafted Excalibur for Tidus, which gives a magic booster, which says that you double the amount of MP spent in order to double the damage of the spell. But I also gave him 1 MP cost, so every spell only costs 1 MP anyways. So every spell costs 2 MP. I gave him magic plus 20%, so his magic stat is increased by 20%. And I also gave him break damage limit to make sure he could do more than 9999. So let's go ahead and have him equip Excalibur, which funnily enough looks like Brotherhood. Now this is where things get interesting. So what Tidus will do is you'll have Tidus cast Reflect on himself.
Ah, I think I see where this is going.
Now, Reflect has a very special way of working, and you're going to see the next 2 bosses, including Jumbo Flan, do the same thing that I'm doing. What Reflect says is that if you... Let's go ahead and let Tidus' turn come up again. If you cast on yourself, you will automatically reflect the ability on your opponent. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to double cast Flare. But we're not going to cast on Jumbo Flan because he has Reflect. He'll bounce back to me. So we cast it on ourselves.
Good old Reflect bounce
still
trick.
Works. And the way Reflect works is it says if I reflect onto him, he doesn't get to reflect back. His reflect is nullified. Now remember, he still absorbs all elements, so I can't use an elemental spell, but Flare does a very large amount of non-elemental damage. The problem is, double casting Flare costs a lot of mana. Like if you go watch, since Waka does not have 1 MP, double casting Flare would be 108 MP every time I do it, which is bad. So what we do instead is we Copycat. Copycat has you do the same turn, if you're able to, that the last party member did. So what Waka does is he double casts Flare on Tidus, because Tidus was the target. And Copycat only costs 28 instead of 108. So you just have everybody Copycat for the rest of the fight. Still takes a while, especially if your magic isn't as high as mine is. Notice that Waka and Riku, they have maxed magic. Their magic skill is 255, but because this guy has a fairly good magic defense, he's not taking full damage off them. On the other hand, Tidus does. He has full, and he has MP plus 20%, and he has double power, so he's doing extra damage, so we're getting a full 100,000. This boss is going to take forever. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Until you start getting magic power up, and I would recommend going into the sphere grid and upping magic power every 3 fights or so that's going to be 6 sphere slots. That will make things go a lot faster, because you'll be gradually upping your damage, and damage goes up a lot faster than you might think. After, I think I upgraded my damage by upgraded my magic by like 24, and Tidus' damage went from probably 36,000 up to 60,000. So it goes up really fast. And now the Dark Flan's going to do something that I hate. he's going to cast Ultima. You may ask, well, Nye, didn't you really like Ultima just a couple episodes ago? Yeah. Before every boss and their mom decided to do it at me. You'll see what I mean in just a few minutes. Where we have to go kill him. So you'll notice how slow it's taking me, and I have max stats. You expect this type of length of your fight. I've been told that you can beat him in as little as 3 minutes, but I don't think I ever got that fast. Now, if you go grind yourself up 1 MP plus 20% plus 10% stuff on the other two, you may be able to beat it that fast. So we went ahead and killed him. The other thing is, and this is the big issue, doing it this way, you're very unlikely to overkill him, so you're only going to get 1 magic sphere. That's kind of a problem. You're going to be going up a lot slower. If you overkill, you get 2. But if you don't, you get 1, so he takes a while. But okay, so we did the Dark Flan, right? So it can't be all that bad. Except it is. Because now we need to go into Original, and now we're going to fight the Greater Sphere.
At this point, it's safe to assume that just about every one of the things you're going to face are there to make your life miserable.
Yep. I do apologize, guys. We seem to be having a little bit of lag on the recording, so things may get a little out of sync at this point on. Okay, so Greater Sphere. Well, this guy we fought him before in the Macalania Woods. He was a boss from a long time ago. He can't be that hard, right? Well...
Ha 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 ha.
Here's the problem with Greater Sphere. Every time you do a basic attack on him, he casts Ultima right back. And his magic attack is pretty high. So every time I deal damage to him, he's going to do at least 900 damage back to me. So the way we'd want to do this is to have Waka go ahead and do attack reels. So let's go ahead and have Waka do that. Waka, do some attack reels for me. And we're getting into the basic, we're getting to the basic boss killing strategy here. Generally what you're going to do in order to beat bosses is you're going to have Waka use attack reels. Hopefully you'll do better than I did, and you won't screw up the attack reels and get the full 12 attacks. Problem is, if you do attack reels on Greater Sphere, he will immediately do Hydraulic Press, which deals roughly 4,000 to 5,000 damage to everybody, with max defenses and with Auto Protect on. I don't know if Hydraulic Press is meant to be a magical attack or a physical attack, but it does a fair amount of damage. So the next thing you do is once Waka uses his spell, then you use Entrust. Entrust gives the other character your entire overdrive meter. So all of a sudden Waka's ready to go again. And that's basically how we're going to run these fights. Now, you'll notice that, yeah, I could have Waka go again, but where is that going to leave me? Because if Waka goes again and then Tidus goes again, now we're out of overdrive meters, and that's not really balanced. What you typically do is you kind of watch where each person is in their overdrive, and once you go, okay, Riku's overdrive meter plus Waka's overdrive meter is a full overdrive, that's when you pitch it over. You don't wait till it's full because you're basically just wasting meter. And you don't want to do that because that's a waste of time, but also against the harder bosses that we're going to be fighting in the next couple of episodes, wasting overdrive meter, wasting turns means you're taking more damage, and that's a bad thing.
And since most things here will, well, at your level they won't, but unless you've been leveling overly, most things are going to paste you in 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah. Actually, the fact that I still haven't done break HP limit because I want to try without doing it, I've been reading that this may be a bad idea to not break HP limit. A lot of things are saying that you should break HP limit and you should give up one of your other bonuses to your armor. I'm not sure what I want to give up yet. We're going to see. Okay, so he gave me 2 luck spheres. So each luck sphere gives +4 to luck, and you're going to need a lot of them. And the problem is that by the time you max out your sphere grid, before adding spheres, your luck is probably only going to be, I think it was roughly 78. Maxing is 255. That is a lot of luck spheres. You'll be fighting that guy for a very long time. But wait, it gets better. Now we fight the Earth Eater. Recognize him?
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it gets better. Wait, check this out. Ready? Attack! And Megaton Punch. Instant death.
Ouch.
if you don't have death proof on the character, anytime you attack this guy while he's standing up, he will Megaton Punch and instant death you. The other thing is that he has a chance of it's fine. Okay. He has a chance of jumping you, like, you know, doing the whole ambush thing. If he does, he will immediately KO 2 characters. Luckily, he works like the Chocobo Eater did. So when you deal enough damage, which in this case is roughly 200,000 damage, he will fall on his ass, and then you can keep attacking him freely. Now when you attack him, he won't be able to Megaton Punch, he just uses Flare. Problem is, he doesn't necessarily target the character that hit him. He will target kind of around. He doesn't really care who he hits. So you notice how he's just kind of going everywhere. This is where it's good to have Auto Phoenix and Auto Potion, and make sure to always have X potions available to you. You don't want any other potion because they don't heal enough.
I forget, is there a place you can buy those?
No. You need to bribe X potions. I think we showed that off last episode.
It's not like you've got any shortage of, you know, money at this point.
Oh no, money's pretty easy to get. Especially when you're farming these guys, you generally make 2 or 3 times the amount of money you're putting in. Okay, so he just flares back when you overdrive, so he's not really a big deal. It's just those first 2 turns you're using the Phoenix Downs. So, generally...
At least till he gets back on his feet, assuming he lasts that long.
The entire time I fought him, But keep in mind, there's a reason we maxed stats before we came here for luck. So by this time, by the time you fight the Earth Eater, you should have maxed everything except for luck. And I'm not sure entirely what luck actually affects, to be honest with you.
If I remember correctly, and please understand that I'm probably not going to at this point, luck usually affects, among other things, critical hit rate, likelihood of status ailments sticking when you're casting them or not sticking when they're casted on you. Likelihood of certain item drops, stuff like that. I can't say which of those is applicable to this particular scenario, but that's usually what it affects in most RPGs.
Well, the fun thing is, we deal enough damage that against most bosses, now I don't know how this is going to be when we start boss rushing, but most bosses we should still be doing 9999 anyways. So the critical hit's not going to be a big deal, but I think it also helps dodge chance, which is going to be a big deal for us.
Right.
But here's the problem. How many Fortune Spheres did he give me?
2?
Right. I need 6. For every 2 Luck Spheres I get from the Greater Sphere, I need 6 Fortune Spheres. 2 for each character. So for as many times you're going to be fighting the Greater Sphere, you're going to be fighting this guy 3 times as much.
Wait, 2 for each character? You've got more than 6 characters.
Well, I'm counting just your main 3.
Okay. This
is why I have to grind a lot afterwards, because I still have to attack that guy probably another 300 times. Something like that. 150 times. Like, I have to fight him a lot more. He is the one bottleneck to leveling up anything. Everything else... I think I showed this off last episode, but everything else, you go to Area Conquest and you fight Kados. And one of his drops is 40 healing springs. And instead you do extract whatever, and you will have roughly 40 of those spheres. So you're basically never going to run out of strength spheres or anything like that. Or power spheres, whatever it is that you're looking for. Ability spheres, doesn't matter. So you'll have those. What you're not going to have is fortune spheres. You have to fight that guy a lot.
Such a pity there isn't an extract luck.
That'd be too easy. Okay, so we got one last stat we have to max, and that's HP, because you're not going to need MP. It's not going to be needed. Now, you don't necessarily need to do HP. It's not really required, as far as I'm aware. Like, I've seen recommendations that you max HP. I don't know if I actually am going to listen to them. But, what we're showing right here, this is Ironclad, and he's the guy you go to get the HP spheres. And the big deal about Ironclad is that he counters every attack with Repageki. That attack. I've never been hit by it, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I've never been hit by it. So I don't know what type of level damage it does. I know he has an AoE sweep attack of some sort, but our evasion is so good that he probably is not going to hit us. So, he's going to be the easy one to grind. I finished grinding him in like an hour. You didn't actually need many. So I'm not sure what our HP would be if we did a break, if we broke the HP limit. So I don't know what it is. The one thing that I've been told, I never tried it, but it's been recommended to me, well, in the reading that I did, that you don't try to use attack wheels in this guy, because he actually has really good defense against overdrives for some reason. So you're going to want to just do this.
Man, these guys are just HP sponges at this point.
Well, remember, they are made of the stat that you're getting off of them. So this guy is the HP stat, so of course he's going to have a ton of HP. He doesn't take long, though. He should be a couple hits from dead. And generally, because you're doing 99999, there he goes, you're going to get the overkills. So you're continually get these. Now, the HP orbs are kind of different from the other orbs. The other orbs gave +4. The general HP spheres we got on the sphere grid give you +200. His HP spheres give you +300. So you're going to be gaining. Now, here's the other thing. When you successfully get all of the monsters, you will unlock Ultima Buster. Once you have unlocked him, talking to this guy and trying to buy items from him will allow you to buy clear spheres, which are these ones down here. Clear spheres cost 10,000 apiece, they're expensive, but they do allow you to completely undo any sphere on the sphere grid. So,
lets you blank out the things so you can replace the weaker spheres with stronger ones.
Right. So, like, for instance, I'm sure there's a luck sphere around here that's really crappy. So you'll notice all these stars are luck. I know there was a crappy one around here somewhere. There are a bunch of, like, 1 Lux that the game spawns with. You're going to want to clear stuff like that. I think this one? Yeah, so that raises luck by 1 point right there. So if you wanted to really min-max health, because health is the last one. Health's the one you're not going to max. But if you want to min-max, you would clear that, and you would replace it with health or something like that, or you'd clear that to replace it with a higher level luck. You can also replace the 200 healths with 300 health if you really care that much. I don't think I'm gonna. So that's it. That is how you max your characters. We'll see you guys next time as we continue to boss rush so we can unlock the second to most powerful boss in the game. See you guys soon.